Elijah and the angel of death. Among the many benevolent deeds of Elijah, special mention ought to be made of his rescue of those doomed by a heavenly decree to fall into the clutches of the angel of death. He brought these rescues about by warning the designated victims of their impending fate and urging them to do good deeds which would prove protection against death. There was once a pious and rich man with a beautiful and saintly daughter. She had had the misfortune of losing 3 husbands in succession, each on the day after the wedding. These sorrows determined her never again to enter into the marriage state. A cousin of hers, the nephew of her father, induced by the poverty of his parents, journeyed from his distant home to apply for help to his rich uncle. Scarcely had he laid eyes upon his lovely cousin when he fell victim to her charms. In vain her father sought to dissuade his nephew from marrying his daughter, but the fate of his predecessor did not affright him, and the wedding took place. While he was standing under the wedding canopy, Elijah came to him in the guise of an old man and said, "My son, I want to give thee a piece of advice. While thou art seated at the wedding dinner, thou wilt be approached by a ragged, dirty beggar with hair like nails. As soon as thou catchest sight of him, hasten to seat him beside thee. Set food and drink before him, and be ready to grant whatever he may ask of thee. Do as I say, and thou wilt be protected against harm. Now I shall leave thee and go my way." At the wedding feast, a stranger, as described by Elijah, appeared, and the bridegroom did according to Elijah's counsel. After the wedding, the stranger revealed his identity, introducing himself as the messenger of Yahuwah, sent to take the young husband's life. The supplications of the bridegroom failed to move him. He refused to grant a single day's respite. All he yielded was permission to the young husband to bid farewell to his newly wed wife. When the bride saw that what she had feared was coming to pass, she repaired to the angel of death and argued with him. The Torah distinctly exempts the newlywed from all duties for a whole year. If thou deprivest my husband of life, thou wilt give the lie to the Torah. Thereupon Elohim commanded the angel of death to desist. And when the relatives of the bride came to prepare the grave of the groom, they found him well and unharmed. A similar thing befell the son of the great and extremely pious scholar Rabbi Reuben. To him came the angel of death and announced that his only son would have to die. The pious man was resigned. "We mortals can do nothing to oppose a divine decree," he said, "but I pray there, give him 30 days' respite that I may see him married." The angel of death acquiesced. The rabbi told no one of this encounter, waited until the appointed time was drawing to a close, and on the very last day, the 30th, he arranged his son's wedding feast. On that day the bridegroom-to-be met Elijah, who told him of his approaching death. "A worthy son of his father," he said, "who may oppose Elohim? And am I better than Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? They too had to die." Elijah told him furthermore that the angel of death would appear to him in the guise of a ragged, dirty beggar, and he advised him to receive him in the kindliest possible manner. And in particular, he was to insist upon his taking food and drink from him. All happened as Elijah had predicted, and his advice too proved efficacious. For the heart of the angel of death, who finally revealed his identity with the beggar, was softened by the entreaties of the father, combined with the tears of the young wife, who resulted to the argument cited above, of the year of exemption from duty granted to the newly married. The angel of death, disarmed by the admirable treatment accorded to him, himself went before the throne of Elohim and presented the young wife's petition. The end was Elohim added 70 years to the life of Rabbi Reuben's son.